Welcome back to another episode of Crypto and Things. I'm your host, Scott Cunningham, aka Scott C Business, and today we are going to be talking about the various crypto social media platforms that I use to earn the most amount of cryptocurrency. So while I'm on maybe 30, 40 platforms, just a ridiculous amount, there's only, between 5 to 10 that are actually solid enough that I would recommend for you to use, because I know a lot of people don't want to dedicate that much time to all these different things. And I don't even think most of you will end up using 5 platforms. But these are the platforms that I am earning the most on to give you some idea of how you could earn and how much you could earn on these different platforms. And also just diving a little bit into some of their caveats. So the ones we're going to look at today are SoMee, Hive, DTube, SoMee X, Read.Cash, LBRY, Uptrennd, and then as a little bonus, Brave browser, because it's not necessarily a social media platform, but you can easily passively earn cryptocurrency from Brave browser. So with that being said, let's jump right in. And I do want to caveat that this is not my comprehensive review. This is kind of like a teaser before that, because there's been all these new platforms that have come out, and I wanted to just highlight the ones where you're able to earn the most on. So if people really want to dive into content creation and actually, get some money from it, get some value out of it as well on your end for monetization, then these are the places where you can easily do that. So we'll be talking about access to funds, decentralization, censorship resistance, and just the platforms in general themselves. So with all that being said, our first platform of the day is SoMee. I can't put too much time into talking about each individual platform, or else this will be ridiculously long. So I'm going to try to keep it around 2 to 3 minutes per platform. We'll see how I do, though. So SoMee, you can definitely earn the most on, but I don't know how sustainable it is. And you have to verify your account in terms of you have to KYC verify. So you have to give your ID, and you have to pay about $100 for that process to actually work. So that's not the greatest, because on none of these other platforms do you have that obstacle, that issue to deal with. And I know a lot of people don't like the idea of giving their ID to any website, let alone paying $100 to do that. So if that's, a big deal to you, then you can just use all the other platforms we're going to talk about, which none of them have KYC or have any talks for introducing anything like that. So that's really good. But from what I've seen in my experience here, you can earn the most amount of crypto. But again, I don't think many people are ever going to actually be able to withdraw that because they won't verify. That being said, I was given free verification to test this all out, and it does work. I was able to, withdraw my SoMee and trade it to ONG and then sell that. So it definitely works. There's no issues there. Though there have been a lot of issues in the past with withdrawals and swaps, which is basically the same thing. Basically the last 3 or 4 weeks, they weren't working, but then they got it fixed and turned back on. So, hats off to the team for all the hard work they're doing. This works now, but there have been issues, so keep that in mind. And if you don't want to KYC verify, it's another caveat, but you can earn the most here. This is kind of like a Facebook alternative. That's what they're going for, where you've got friends, groups, companies, and stuff. No one really uses companies. Barely anyone's using groups. There is one main group for SoMee, which I will show you in a moment, because that will give you the best idea of what is on the platform, because you can see my posts and get an idea of what I'm earning. But everything is based on who's giving you upvotes, right? So you can see this post, I earned more than this post with half the amount of upvotes, because it's based on people powering up their SoMee, which turns into G Fuel. And then it sort of works like how Steam or Hive works, where you're powered up. G Fuel then acts as your voting power, and you can give out bigger upvotes to other members on the platform. And it takes 13 weeks to fully power down, giving you 1/13 of your power down each week. So yeah, you can definitely earn a good amount here. These are just posts that I would have otherwise posted on Twitter. and I got like $15 just for these 3 posts. So it's extremely lucrative in terms of how much you can actually earn. I just don't know how sustainable it is. And you can see like this got $20. So you can definitely get amazing payouts, like a lot better than you can on many, many platforms. The thing is, I don't know if everyone is actually going to end up paying for verification and withdrawing and all this other stuff. Also, a big issue that I've seen with groups, or rather just the people using this platform in general, is that it's very low quality posts for the most part. People might get mad that I say that, but you guys tell me, right? This is the official group, where this is the biggest group, the most amount of users. Because if I just showed you people on my timeline and said this is kind of spammy, then someone could say, oh, well, you're just friends with spammers, so like that's your fault. Okay, let's just take a look at the overall group of the entire platform to get an idea of who is using this platform for the biggest, largest official group for the platform, right? So scrolling through, you'll see that a lot of this stuff is just like random pictures taken off of like Reddit or Google stock photography. Like, I don't think this person made this. They got this from this website. I don't think this person took this photo, right? This is probably just stock photography. Almost all this stuff is just like random photos and like stock photography, or just like, I guess some of these could be actual photos taken by these people, but for the most part, I don't think a lot of this is being taken and actually shared here legitimately. Like, I think a lot of this is just random stuff from Instagram, random stock photography, random Google images. But you could take that one of two ways, right? You could say, oh, well, a lot of this is kind of like low quality, so I don't want to bother. Or you could say, wow, if someone posting a random picture of a house gets $2, then it's pretty lucrative. I mean, you can earn a pretty good amount of money on this platform if that's the case. But again, then that makes me ask the question, how sustainable is this if people can earn $2 on random pictures of houses, with just a location as the caption, not really saying anything? So I don't know. You tell me. But that's kind of my breakdown for SoMee. You can earn the most here. There is some like obstacles to get around with access to your funds, but you can. It works. I've tested it. I'm not sure entirely how decentralized and censorship resistant they actually are. But I haven't really seen anyone getting like banned or, moderators doing things. They do use the blockchain, but again, I don't know exactly how their front end works. Like, I don't know if they have mods that can block people or do certain things. There isn't a whole lot on that, and maybe when I'll learn more about this and come back and do a full comprehensive review of SoMee. But this is, I recommend it. I mean, if you want to make some money and you're willing to actually verify and do all that, then you're going to make a good amount, because I'm making a good amount. So, I can say from experience, that's definitely the case, but, I would be a little weary with that platform. The other platforms we're going to take a look at are the LBRY platforms, and they have multiple interfaces. You can use the desktop app. You can use LBRY.tv, which is this one right here, or you can use Odyssey, which is this one. They look very similar in terms of your channel, but they have different categories and things. And Odyssey is a little more centralized, where you can actually test different features that are a little more centralized, like notifications. Whereas if you use the actual app, it's fully decentralized. The good thing is, though, that it's extremely censorship resistant. Everything is hosted on the blockchain, so you shouldn't have any issues with your stuff getting deleted or banned, etc. But yeah, I mean, this platform is fantastic. I've earned the most here, like in total. I'm earning more, per post now on SoMee, but in total, I've earned the most from LBRY. So this has been extremely lucrative. There's no restrictions whatsoever to your funds. This is probably one of the most decentralized platforms. The UI is good. One of the only real complaints most people would have is it's not as fast as you might like it to be in terms of like performance for loading videos, etc. But they're doing whatever they can to increase that and make that better. And I'm sure they're going to continue pushing and improving. And they also have the largest user base out of any of these platforms. So, that's something else to consider. This is kind of like it's kind of like YouTube, but for crypto. And I was going to say YouTube alternative, but this is more of a successor than an alternative, in my opinion. Once they nail down, bandwidth and being able to stream videos a little bit more smoothly, I think they will really take the top position as the best video hosting platform. So that's LBRY. I've not had any issues with them in the past. It's been smooth sailing. Again, from day one, you've got access to your funds. There's no verification, nothing like that. The only thing you really have to do is use an email address, no phone number, nothing like that from what I'm aware of. And I don't think they're going to be doing any KYC or anything like that in the future. So if that keeps up, then this is fantastic, and I highly, highly recommend it. So again, there are multiple ways to access it, and they just change a little bit based on features that they're working on in a more centralized scenario versus if you want the full decentralized experience, you just use the actual app. And I guess I can quickly bring that up just to show you. So this is the actual application. Again, it's still like basically the exact same layout, as you can see. And it works very, very similarly, but this is a little further back in terms of features that they actually have available to you, because they're fully like on the blockchain and they have to kind of redesign everything from the ground up. So that's why you don't have like notifications on this app. But regardless, really, really like the platform, really smooth, really great time. So now let's look at some of the Hive applications. So this is PeakD, which is just one of the interfaces for Hive. Essentially, if you're aware of Steam, Hive is basically the same as Steam, but better. But in terms of like the way it looks and the features and stuff, it's basically the same. This is what my profile looks like on PeakD. You can also use hive.blog to access the same stuff. And there's also communities on the second layer, which can also bring in more tokens and have different interfaces as well, which we'll talk about in a moment. But essentially, this works very similarly to SoMee, where you power up and it's a 13-week power down to actually get that back. But once you've powered up, it increases how much voting power you have, which then you can vote on people's content and allow them to earn Hive. Now, I post all my videos on ThreeSpeak, which is their video hosting platform. So you can log in with your Hive account and then you can share videos through ThreeSpeak on Hive. But what you can also do is in your community section, when you're posting, you can post to one community. And the cool thing about communities is that they sometimes have their own tokens and different things that's specific to that community that you can then also get on a like second layer to Hive. One of those communities that I really like and I use frequently is Leo Finance. Now, you don't actually have to use leofinance.io because I post to ThreeSpeak because I want to share videos, but then I post to the Leo Finance community, which then allows me to earn Leo on this platform. If you want to just post to Leo, you don't have to bother using like PeakD or hive.blog. You can just go on Leo and post on here directly. And then you'll be earning your Leo that way. So Leo is actually worth more than Hive, almost double if I remember correctly. And ever since I started earning Leo, I've basically doubled my earnings, if not more so. And that is amazing. The fact that you're able to now get Hive and Leo all in the same kind of ecosystem makes for a great combination, because then you're able to use Hive, ThreeSpeak, Leo Finance, and then you're earning 2 tokens and you're getting way more money. And yeah, I mean, there's no reason why you shouldn't take advantage of extra communities. So there are many other communities that you can earn on as well and earn their tokens and stuff. But Leo Finance, from what I've seen, has been the best. And yeah, it's just really, really cool that they're able to have this solution where you can earn more on top of what you're already doing, just with a simple feature called communities. So again, highly recommended. Definitely go and check that out. And now we'll look at Publish OX. Oh, and in terms of access to funds and decentralization and all that stuff, Hive is amazing. You can access your funds immediately. There's no KYC. It's fully decentralized. It's censorship resistant. All that stuff, perfectly good to go. It's really awesome for that. Publish OX is a little bit more on the flip side. You do have to be approved to be an author. It's not, fully decentralized. Access to funds. You do have access to funds, but they only let you withdraw them. They only do withdrawals once a month because it's in cold storage, and gas fees are extremely high for Ethereum. So because of a lot of these are ERC20 tokens, it's going to cost a lot if everyone's withdrawing very frequently. So instead, they do one withdrawal a month, and then you can get your coins that way. So, while that's not the greatest, it's not like they're preventing you from accessing your funds. And I've earned quite a bit in my entire time on this platform. You can see these are my lifetime earnings. And for my recent posts, I'm earning a lot of money, more than I ever have in the past. Like being able to earn, $6-7 per post is pretty significant. And this is all in US dollars. So that's been fantastic. I've really liked the platform. Again, it's not perfect in terms of having to wait, once a month to actually withdraw, but you don't have to KYC. There's no fees or anything like that. And, while it's a little more centralized than some of the other platforms we've been looking at, it's still an amazing alternative to something like Medium. It's a very good blogging platform. Now, if you want something a little bit more decentralized to the degree of you don't have to get approved and things like that to be an author on Read.Cash. Read.Cash is a Bitcoin Cash platform, meaning they specifically use Bitcoin Cash as their way to boost your posts, to take out earnings. All that stuff is all earned through this platform, and it's funded just by donations. So you can see they have $200,000 worth of Bitcoin Cash that has been donated, mostly by Mark Demeasel. So if you see him on Twitter or around on this platform, definitely be sure to thank him, because largely this platform has been funded by him almost solely. There's been other donations, but he's donated the bulk of this, which is amazing. And once they get more ads and things, I'm sure it'll be a little more self-sustaining than just relying on donations. But I've been earning really well on here. You can see these payouts per post. It works really well. I like the way that it's been run. It's very, very new compared to everything else. So, good on them for how they've been growing very, very quickly. You can see they're at 41,000 users now. Oh, there we go. The graph just loaded. Yeah, so they've grown exponentially since around April. They just kind of started to take off, and they've just grown at an amazing rate this year. So they only had 1,800 members in April, and now they're at 41,000. So absolutely amazing what they've been able to achieve over, the past several months of this year. And they continue testing out new things and innovating and just trying to improve the platform and make it better. So, while it isn't, fully decentralized or censorship resistant, because it's not on the blockchain, and, mods can delete things and, whatever. But it's been a really, really great platform to use. So you can see this down here at the bottom is an ad that I got from the Brave browser. Just keep that in mind, because we're going to be talking about the Brave browser at the very end. And allowing those tiny little pop-ups allows you to earn free money. And you can see from last month, I earned about $2 US worth of crypto in the form of BAT, the basic attention token. And this isn't planned, but I am wearing a BAT shirt that they gave me as well. So yeah, that is Read.Cash. I really like the way that the platform works. You have full access to your funds. There's no issues there. You can just send them. You can do whatever. There's no restrictions, no KYC, nothing like that. But again, it's not 100% decentralized. This and Publish OX aren't, fully decentralized or censorship resistant, but I really like the way that they work, and I would definitely recommend them. And you can obviously earn quite a bit on here, so it's definitely worth your time. Now, Uptrennd. Uptrennd, I probably earned the least here out of all of these, but I figured it was worth including because, if you earn like $10 a month or something, it's nothing to scoff at. I mean, it's worth it because then say it goes up in value, or you take that money and then you switch it to Ethereum, and then Ethereum goes up in value. That $10 could be worth a lot more in the future. So, being able to earn $5 to $10 a month is still, worth sharing this platform. It's a little unique in that it's an Ethereum, like it's an ERC20 token. So you still have to, they still have gas fees and things to pay. So usually it takes between 7 to 10 days to withdraw your Uptrennd, your 1UP points, or rather they're points, but then when you withdraw them, they become actual 1UP cryptocurrency. And you can also level up to earn more from the posts from the upvotes that you get on your posts. And if you upvote other people's posts, they'll earn more as well. The thing that you have to be aware of, though, is when you level up, you're burning those rather than like staking them like you would on other platforms like Hive or SoMee. You're staking those and you can power down and get that back. But on Uptrennd, they're gone forever. The big difference, though, is that by doing this, you earn more for every vote that you get. Whereas on, SoMee and Hive and stuff, powering up only increases your votes to other people. You can upvote your own post, but you won't earn more from other people's upvotes like you will on Uptrennd. So that is something to keep in mind, but I don't think I would be leveling up anymore. Like, I'm fine with being level 19. 5,000 is just so much value, like so much money, maybe like $40, $50, that I would never be that keen on leveling up. And because it's burned entirely, it'll take you so long to be able to continually earn that back. And if I had the choice now to have all of my 1UP back, I would rather have that and be able to sell that. But I still think this is really, really good, and I think they have interesting, unique features like being able to earn more by burning it, and obviously that's your choice. But yeah, I mean, they do have some issues with spam, and their user base isn't like crazy huge. But I do like the platform, and you can earn on here, so it's definitely worth checking out. It's also not, fully censorship resistant or decentralized. The posts are just like on the website. It's not like necessarily on the blockchain or anything like that. Their really use of the blockchain is just with their cryptocurrency. But you do have full access to your funds, so there's no issue there. You just kind of have to wait for them to actually withdraw them. I will say, though, for platforms where you have to like wait to get your money, like this and PublishOX, I don't like that as much, but that's obviously way better than like SoMee, where you have to pay $100 and you have to give them your ID and stuff like that. But these other platforms like DTube, Read.Cash, LBRY, where you can just instantly get your funds, Hive, Steam, where you can just instantly get your funds, that is infinitely better. And that is, for me, always going to be the most important aspect of any platform, is true access to your funds. Some people might say, oh, but like you have to do that because it's the law. When people are earning crypto, you have to have that information. But even if you deposit your own funds to these platforms, you still have to go through these different obstacles or restrictions, right? So that's something to keep in mind. Like if I deposit 1UP and then I want to withdraw it, I still have to wait 10 days. If I deposit ONG onto SoMee and then I power it up or something, and then I power it back down in like a year, and then I want to take my money back out, you can't unless you've paid to verify and you've done the KYC. So definitely keep that in mind. Now we're going to take a look at DTube, which is the last one on the list. because DTube is actually very, very new in terms of it used to just be on the Steam blockchain, and then they also now you can post to the Hive blockchain as well, but they've launched their mainnet for their blockchain with the DTC cryptocurrency. And now you can actually earn their cryptocurrency natively, and you don't have to use Hive or Steam. But if you wanted to, you could post to all three. But the reason that this is so significant is because, like, I had some issues on here back in the day, so I stopped posting for a while, and then I started posting again more recently. And then I realized all these funds that you're earning are worth a lot of money. I did not realize until I checked, DTC was worth like 30 cents US, which is like way more than a lot of these platforms. And I was kind of blown away that that's possible. But then when I started to calculate, like, okay, like how much am I getting for like 33? It's like getting like $13 Canadian. And I'm like, oh my God, like $13 for one post? Like, how did I not realize this was a thing? They'd only recently launched their main net. So I guess I was just kind of like out of the loop a little bit, but now that I'm aware of this again, this and Leo Finance are kind of like the new platforms that I wanted to make sure I really touched on, because you can earn a lot of money on these platforms. I mean, SoMee as well, because for a long time, I wasn't sure if you could actually get your money out of SoMee, but now I've confirmed that you can, but there's still a lot of restrictions. But on here, there's no restrictions if you want to withdraw your funds. These are like, you go to the reward section and then you just claim your rewards as they come through. They just have to run for 7 days, and then you claim your rewards in the same way that you would with Steam or Hive. They kind of, kept that main feature set, but they wanted their own blockchain to do things a little differently and not really rely on Steam or Hive. And then when you actually like go to your portfolio, I gotta start my crypto wallets and reload here. Yeah, there you go. When you've got your crypto wallet active, you can connect MetaMask, and then you can withdraw your DTC to MetaMask, and then you can trade on Uniswap or provide liquidity and earn more DTC as well. So there's a lot of different things that you can do, but DTC is actually worth quite a bit. So I was very, very impressed. And also something that's really cool is you don't actually have to stake your DTC to earn voting power. You just hold your DTC, and your voting power will go up as long as you're holding DTC. And then you use your voting power in the same way as you would on other platforms, and you vote on different things. But if you don't have any DTC at the end of the day, it's not going to return to its regular value. You have a finite amount. But as long as you're holding some DTC, it'll continue to go up. And yeah, I mean, this platform is really, really great. I've been clearly sleeping on it because you can earn a lot of money, and I wasn't, fully taking advantage of this. But like, here's a great example, right? 66 cents on Steam, which is like nothing, but 91 DTC. And if we're assuming it's still 30 cents, that's $27 US. That's crazy for just a simple post on this platform. So yeah, you definitely do a lot on this platform, and you can earn great money. I only recently started getting back into this, and I'm really glad I did so I could share this with you guys. But yeah, these new platforms are definitely going to be generating a crazy amount of money for my regular earnings reports. I didn't do one for last month because I kind of slacked, but coming up very soon, I will do one for both last month and November, and I will start to track all of my earnings on these new platforms, including SoMee, DTube, and Leo Finance, so you guys will be able to kind of follow along and see how I've been earning on all these platforms. I'll also be tracking my YouTube earnings as well, just so you can kind of compare as to how much you can earn on different platforms, because I'm still earning way more here than I am on YouTube, even though I am finally now monetized. The bonus that I wanted to share with you guys was Brave browser. So this whole time I've been using the Brave browser. It looks a lot like Chrome, and you can even bring over all your bookmarks and all your stuff from Chrome. So it's very, very easy to get started. And from any platform that you switch over, you can import your bookmarks and all that stuff. And it has a built-in ad blocker, which is really nice. And they also do a bunch of other things. And then, yeah, if you enable your ads in the reward settings, then you can say, I want as many ads as possible. So I do 5 ads per hour. And yeah, you earn quite a bit. Like pending rewards for this month are 3.75 BAT, which is about a little under $1. So, I mean, it's not going to be crazy amounts of money, but getting free BAT is ideal, right? I mean, if you just hold it, it might go up in value. If you sell it for Ethereum and Ethereum goes up in value, you're getting more than just the original amount. And all you're really doing is allowing them to have tiny, tiny pop-ups in the corner like you saw earlier. And it's very unintrusive. The ad blocker will auto block, in-stream like video ads and skippable video ads and stuff like that on YouTube. So you still don't have to watch any annoying ads, but you'll have tiny little notifications popping up. And you can also sync it with your phone so that you can earn even more. And you'll just get these tiny little notifications on your phone. Again, very, very unintrusive. And I'm happy to do that if I can earn a few bucks on the side, because it's basically like free money. Because if you're going to be using a browser regardless, and you want an easy ad blocker and just like a good browser in general, even if you weren't going to enable ads, this is still really, really great. And it's actually faster than Google Chrome. So that alone should be enough to get you to switch. The referral program for them is ending though, so I won't even bother using my referral. Just go and download it and check it out. But yeah, that's everything for today. This is how I'm earning a ton of crypto. I'm earning a little tiny amount, on other places. Like I'm earning like a couple dollars maybe on like Steam per month, but I'm not going to go through every single platform out there. These are the platforms where you can earn the most. In terms of like, having a threshold on how much you want to bother with, maybe cut out Uptrennd, because I don't earn much there, but everywhere else you can earn quite a bit of money. And I will continue reporting that out every month so you guys can see what I've been earning to get an idea of what platforms you might want to dedicate some of your time to. But let me know, am I missing something that you can earn a lot of crypto on? And, it's decentralized, it's using the blockchain, a lot of these great things that we've been talking about. So I also want to say before I end it that it's not just about making money, but when YouTube, it took me like 3 years to get monetized on YouTube, and I'm still making less there than I am on any of these platforms of which I could monetize on day one. That is very, very encouraging. And it's discouraging to have to make videos for years without getting any kickbacks on YouTube, and people are still watching ads and everything, and YouTube is still benefiting, but you are not. So I do think that is very, very important. It's not all about the money, but when you're able to monetize and get the shared value out of what you're providing for people and get some of that value back, I think that is very, very significant. And obviously, in these hard financial times, people are looking for different ways to earn money. And earning money online is always kind of a sketchy thing, and it's always hard to find legitimate concepts where you can actually do this without doing like really tedious like data entry or like captioning like videos or all these different weird things, doing surveys, all that kind of stuff. Very tedious, very boring. If you're already using social media, if you're already making videos, this is a really good option for you because you can just make money for the things that you're putting out. And you might have not thought it was possible or that you were really providing enough value to actually deserve money. But that was just because these legacy platforms, they just keep it all for themselves. Once you start using these crypto platforms, it's much more obvious that there is value to be had and to be shared, and you deserve a piece of that as well. So that is the undiscovered value of your content that you can get and extract with crypto social platforms. With that being said, that is everything from me. Let me know, what are you guys using? What platforms should people be checking out? Did I miss any? Let me know, what's your favorite cryptocurrency for all these social platforms? And what is your favorite crypto social media platform? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Cheers.